Hey everyone, happy Halloween. This is the Spirit Hunters Underground Podcast with Matt Lytle and my co-host, Christopher Califf. What's up?
Not much, man. How are you?
Last weekend you were here and we had a blast, and I think I'm still drunk from that. But it is,
Yeah.
yeah. It is Halloween weekend though, so energy's back up a little bit. We've rested a little bit, so we are back on the horse, if you will.
Can I just stop and say one thing? That it is complete and utterly crap that Halloween is on a Monday.
I hate that so much. Like,
Makes two of us.
I want Halloween off. I want to watch Halloween franchise all day and
Except
eat
for ends.
candy and eat candy.
Well, let me ask you then. What is your favorite Halloween candy?
Well, okay. I hate that question. That's so cliche of you. We didn't even talking about that in our this segment meeting.
I'm aware it's clear. I'm aware it's clear. I'm aware it's clear. I'm aware it's cliche. However, it doesn't change the fact that people out there in the universe, the 6 people watching, they're probably thinking in their head right now, dude, if I was Matt Lytle, what would be the piece of candy I would place into that beautiful mouth hole?
It is called Stella Artois or Artois or Artois.
Guys, he likes the candy corn. Candy corn. We're gonna go with that.
I don't though, not anymore. I overate it when I was younger, and now I don't really like it unless it's like mixed with peanuts.
Bro, you're still like 12. Like,
I'm not 12 anymore. I am not 12. You met me long ago, and I was young, and now I am nice and 16.
I want to say this. It was funny because, over last weekend, I was down in LA, Matt, and I had a hell of a time. We got to watch Halloween Ends together. We got to drink. We got to go out and have fun and do all kinds of crazy shenanigans. Shout out Lip Candy. You guys are incredible. Incredible.
Candy. Oh my gosh.
Thank you guys so much. That was beyond fun. Now, with that being said, I do have to take a second to say that there was this point where we were watching Ghost Loop, and we were boozing bros for a second. Like we were hammered.
Yeah, that was the first night.
And then Matt looks at me the next morning and goes, dude, I had the most random thought last night. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Oh, I remember exactly. I know exactly where you're going.
He goes, I had the most random thought last night. I'm like, what's that? He goes, dude, I totally thought about shaving off my beard.
I was like half awake, half asleep, half drunk, but really drunk. And I woke up and I told Caliph that, and I told my girlfriend that, and they both were like, don't ever. Caliph kind of thought about it.
I thought about it for a second because, like, okay, that makes sense. But then I remembered that I look like a prepubescent turtle when I shave my face, which, as you can see, the goatee's coming along very nicely. So at the same time, but like Matt can pull it, right? Matt can pull both the rugged and manly look that he has currently. Hell, I'm pretty sure he could pull a mustache, like H.H. Holmes style.
You say that every single time we even talk about how we look.
It's true though. Like, tell me what.
What did you say? What did you say when you were here though? Well, you said if you pulled a mustache, you would look like who?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, what? He didn't have a mustache.
No,
all right, Gacy.
Like, oh! You want to fucking go there? Calm down, Ridgeway. Don't you have something to go
do? As you could tell, we're like a couple of days off seeing each other, so we're still only like in the shit talking mode because that's all much. We like being sober we do, but the more we drink, we're like we get so brutal, and then we like cuddle.
Guys, be careful though, because like when Albert Fish is telling you this stuff, you've really got to pay attention.
You're the old one here.
Yeah, I am. I'm a fucking wizard, bro. I'm a fucking wizard.
Wizard.
Remember that when you speak like poorly of your elders, respect your elders, my man. Respect them.
Wizard. Say it. Wizard.
I'm not from the East Coast. I'm good.
I'm not from the East Coast. He really gets pissed off when you like says
the guy that says werewolf. Like, come on now, let's go.
Wow, man. Sometimes you just got to move on because that's how life is. Dude, we're here. It's Halloween. I want to talk to you about something that we talked about live, except now we're not trash.
We talked about a lot.
Halloween Ends. Let's just, not for long, but I do want to talk about Halloween Ends. This is going to be spoilers, so fast forward the next like 5 minutes if you have not seen Halloween Ends. I do want to know just your overall thoughts again, personally, and just how you think it went.
I want to like it. I want to like it. I want to like what the story was trying to say. I want to like what they were trying to push with the story. I think the execution was beautiful. It was a beautifully filmed movie. I was entertained. But I think it still falls back to what we discussed, you know, when we did the live. Put any other killer there. Just not Mikey.
Right.
So I think that's what gets me is that, you know, you made Mikey geriatric. You made him like you have kills where he's just unleashed. Suddenly he can't do any of the shit he was able to do 4 years prior. Not really buying that one.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your final thought. So when we went live, we went what 10 minutes after we had just watched it.
Yeah.
And of course we were a lot of drinks in as well, but we were honest. I mean, I hated it at first. We haven't seen it again. It's been a week.
No.
I think I kind of agree with you. My big thing is the idea was great, and we talk about how yes, it was supposed to be about the shape. Yes, it was supposed to be about how evil and fear are contagious and the effects of that. And I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with them, you know, trying to do something, but still a little Mikey, same as Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. You still had Jamie Lee Curtis, but you're talking about wrapping up not just the trilogy, but also add 78 in because that's the timeline. And you're wrapping that up, but you're trying something that you probably should have done if you were going to make another movie, or you should have done for maybe the second movie, or if there was, you know what I mean?
Or something you were to commit to, right? Like that's my big thing is like you look at the idea of putting another killer there with Mikey, having baby Mikey, if you will. So we've come to call him this baby Mikey, and commit to that idea, see it through. And if what you're trying to do is create essentially a new Michael Myers by saying that evil is contagious and can be passed on from one bad person to another, commit to that idea. But it's almost like they took that idea and said, okay, it's going to be good. And then at the very end, did reshoots like, oh, no, we probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah, and they again, spoilers, they kill off the kid Corey. And just like that, Mikey fights Lori. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of great stuff at the end of this movie. And that, like I told Caliph, I didn't hate the movie for what it was. I get what they were trying. I get the message. The execution really, really, really sucked when it comes to story, especially when you and I have talked about this multiple times, he beats up Mikey. He goes in and steals his mask, and he like drops Michael Myers on his back.
That's just something you don't do.
No, you don't do that to the face of your franchise.
But then again, I was thinking about this, right? So we've had a week to kind of process this. I was thinking about this. So you remember Halloween Resurrection, do you not?
Of course I do.
Tell me about the end of Halloween Resurrection.
I don't remember. Doesn't Michael get burnt? Doesn't he get like thrown into the wire?
By who?
Oh, Busta Rhymes. I mean, but there's a reason why that movie is in the bottom 3 in everyone's list.
With the exception of that scene, like that, again, I will say till my dying breath, and you know this, Resurrection was ahead of its goddamn time.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I agree.
It really was.
I don't think it was great, but listen, you know what Resurrection had that Halloween Ends didn't?
Mikey?
Thank you. That's my biggest problem with Ends. Is I watch Halloween 85 to 90% because of Michael Myers, maybe even more than that. And to not have him and try this new storyline again, I get it. It was a great concept, but I don't even know an analogy to compare it to. Like, I thought it was a bad decision to do it for Halloween Ends. I thought they
like I said, I would have been more proud of them had they committed. If they would have committed to the idea and said, "Hey, okay, we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna take this, we're gonna run with it. This is gonna be our thing." I'd still be pissed because of what they were doing. However, I'd have a little bit more respect in the fact that they committed to that idea. but to run an entire length of a story based on somebody adjacent to Michael Myers
that we don't even know, by the way.
That hasn't been built up in the trilogy. It just pops out of nowhere. Don't get me wrong, like his scene, the introductory scene, I thought was like, whoa. Like
it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I don't care if Michael wasn't in it. I was like, this is going to be great. I have no idea where they're going.
Yeah.
And then 40 minutes later, what happened?
But they should have built this kid up through the entire trilogy, right? They should have, if this is what they're going, they should have committed to this character. They should have committed to what this was going to be instead of making it feel like it was just a failed attempt to just grab a bunch of money and then decide, oh, we're going to make a different character and then shit on that idea at the end. Yeah, I was satisfied when Corey died. I was happy when he died, and I should have been. I should have been rooting for Corey to be the next Michael Myers, to be that carrier of evil. And if I hear one more time that, oh my God, it's just showing the shape, the shape. No, Michael is the shape. If you want to have that argument, you can say that evil is contagious, right? You can say that darkness is contagious, but don't say the shape is contagious. The shape is one dude.
He's literally credited as the shape on IMDb. But all in all, there were some good parts. I think when Corey has his, again, I don't hate how he did it, but when he does have the mask and the suit, his kill spree for that 15 minutes was sick.
In your head, was it Corey's behind that mask, or in your head,
Corey?
Did somehow your mind play the trick that Mikey's out there killing people?
Corey. Nope. Corey. And it wasn't me thinking, oh, perfect. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Because what do you and I do? We paranormal investigate. What have we seen before? People get overtaken by a spirit or even something darker. And as you and I, did I even think this kid was like possessed by the evil or anything when he was doing all that? Still didn't buy it, because you're taking, like we said, a character who we do not know and a guy that we've known for 44 years. And all of a sudden it's just like, oh no, he's overtaken by Michael Myers. It's too iconic.
Literally, I would say that I put ends with Zombie Halloween 2, with Resurrection. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like with the ones that I don't like as much. Again, I've only seen it once. I want to watch it again. I'm not going to compare it too much to the other ones that I've seen literally 12 plus times. Even Resurrection, even Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, I've at least seen that 10 to 12 times.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, moving on from there, I do think it was great to be able to recap that, because I think we were just sad.
So we want to talk about in, I guess, debate. Okay. The scariest places on Earth. So let's start out. The scariest place that you and I have ever been.
In my opinion. So this kind of starts, it starts way back when we first started hunting, but it plays more relevance now because this is something I haven't even told you yet until this podcast. I've been having dreams about the Suicide Bridge, the Colorado Street Bridge, about jumping off the bridge, about something talking to me as I climb up over that fence, get on the edge, and jump to my death. Like, I've been seeing it, and it's been every night. I can't get the Colorado Street Bridge out of my head. So to me, with that, and then clearly with how we feel there and how I felt there since the beginning, and that could be because of my story, or it could be because of just what the energy on the bridge is, I have to say the most terrifying place that we've hunted together, to me, is a Suicide Bridge.
When did you start having those dreams?
The night we went there, right? So we went to Haddonfield, and then partied all night with all the stuff. I went to the airport. Since I went to the airport and fell asleep, dreaming about it. On the plane, dreaming about it. I slept, that first day I was home, I slept for damn near, 24 hours straight, had continuous dreams about it. Every time I close my eyes, it's what I see.
Wow. That place has affected me a lot. I think I agree. I think when it comes to where you and I have been, and we've been to a lot of places, we've helped a lot of people with some scary shit. But I think it's so scary because it's so close to a person that I love. And like, I don't know. It's hard for me to talk to people about that bridge we talk to people about, oh, we've been to Waverly Hills, we've been to, this scary place, this haunted place. But I never bring up Colorado Street Bridge because I know if I talk about it, they won't understand. They just think there's a bunch of ghosts floating around and it's people jumped off, so it's scary. But for me, it's more than that. And that's what's so scary about the Colorado Street Bridge, is it's more than just a haunt.
For me, the part was like when we were there last, we're there in broad daylight.
We're talking about last weekend, by the way.
Yeah.
Less than a week. Yeah. Less than a week ago from today.
Yeah. And we're there. It's broad daylight. And it got to the point where I had to look at Matt after about 15, 20 minutes, like, dude, I can't be here. I can't breathe. Like, I can't be on this bridge at all anymore. And I felt like this I felt the pain of my attempt. I felt the pain of where I was at 5 years ago, standing on that bridge. And the problem I'm having now is that touched such a chord that now that's all I see when I'm sleeping, right? But that hit so hard. And you know this, you saw me. I saw you on the bridge the same way. There was just something, specifically after we found out that somebody had jumped just months prior to us being there. It just hit a whole nother level.
Yeah. I mean, I think, bro, like, I'm not even kidding. And we haven't really talked about this going back to the bridge. And that was the first time we had been on top of the bridge since when we first met. The 2 days, the second day after we met. And now we have all of these years of knowing each other and hunting together and like literally calling each other best friends. And I think something followed me home from that bridge.
Talk to me. What do you think followed you home?
I don't think it was anything dark. I know that'd be more entertaining, but I don't think it is. I think us being there and recognizing possibly the guy who just jumped this year, or one of the other people who jumped and their spirit's still there from when the first time we went. I don't know, but and I'm obviously a lot more open now. And I try to protect myself and stuff, but sometimes you just can't help something following you. And it's not scary. It's kind of like a sad feeling and like hey, I want to kind of be around you right now. I don't think this spirit is here to stay. I just think right now, I don't know if it's because the veil is about to be as thin as it is during the year.
Did you ever think that maybe it's because now having a best friend that's gone through it, and having a best friend that's lived through that, and you know the emotions, and you know what that looks like, right? Maybe that whoever that was feels comfortable to confide in you. Maybe it feels like you can help it in some way, maybe cross over, or just understand simply why they had to go through that.
I mean, that honestly is a pretty accurate theory. And that's something I haven't even thought about. That's why I'm glad I'm talking to you. I'm glad I'm actually telling you this for the first time on the podcast. So now all of you guys know, like, we do go through this stuff as investigators. And this is how him and I FaceTime. Stuff we talk about that we just like, we help each other out, That's a good point.
Well, there's been several times where I've had to reach out to you, text you, like, dude, something's wrong. Like, I don't feel like me. I don't feel right. Like, how many times I have to go on like those social media hiatuses because like I couldn't get my head put together, And I remember like the first one I went on, calling you when I got back on social media, be like, dude, I feel better. I feel like I'm in a good place. And just to hear the excitement in your voice, know, okay, my brother's good. He's going to survive. He's pulling through. And that plays a lot into the strength that you bring onto a place like the Suicide Bridge, right? Like when you walk on there, I can see these spirits and these remnants of these people that committed suicide, not having somebody that strong in their life, not having somebody that cares, not having somebody that has their back. So in you, I'm sure they can see that, and that's kind of why they gravitate towards you, because one, you're familiar, but two, you give a shit, right? Like more than anything, you care.
Yeah. I mean, those are all good points, but yeah. So you can tell. I mean, it's Colorado Street Bridge obviously means a lot to us for, a lot of reasons. I don't even like after that. It's just like how are we going to talk about other scary places like that?
Because there's one scary place I have to go, Matthew. What? There's one place I have to hunt before this life is over. I have to hunt it, and people are going to say, "Oh, it was Dracula's Castle." No, that's Matt's. Bram Castle is Matt's set.
Damn you!
Oh, okay, Chris. What is it going to be? Is it going to be the Titanic? Would you like to go 2 miles under the ocean to the Titanic? No, fuck no. I'm afraid of drowning. I don't want to do any of that. Simply, the place I want to look for ghosts the most is the place where ghost stories begin. I would love nothing more than to be able to hunt in Vatican City. Go to Rome and hunt the most holy place on this earth. That's mine. That is mine. And that, my friends, is transition from scary to awesome because, my God, if you talk about hauntings being a culmination of belief, whether it be topic hauntings or just any haunting being fear and belief, right? You have a place where hundreds of thousands of people go and congregate and put all their energy into this one thought. And that's praising God. Cool. Like, that's your thing. Awesome. But so much energy concentrated in one place. Just a topic interference alone would be enough to blow somebody's goddamn mind. So I have to believe that if there's any place that's supercharged, it has to be there.
What do you think?
It has to be there.
What do you think? Okay, cool. You and I, plane ticket. Boom, we're flying over there. What do you think we'd find?
Everything. Anything. I think that, one, if you're evil, where are you going to hide? Right? You're going to hide in plain sight. You're going to hide in the Vatican.
If you're smart.
Yeah.
Besides that, besides evil, like what? Like, there's got to be more than that.
Well, like, you're going to find the secrets, right? Like, the idea is that you're going to find everything that they tried to hide, everything they tried to hold. But more than that, the hope. Like, the number one hope.
The hope or the Pope?
Maybe.
Hope.
The Pope. Is that you find something angelic. Maybe there you'll find, you go to these houses and these investigations, specifically when the veil drops, and you have all this evil and these things that want to eat your face. And that's become like the cool thing about ghost hunting. But for me, it's like, dude, what if you could go to a place like Vatican City and find proof of the divine? What if Michael's just sitting there, right? Michael the Archangel just sitting there and be like, what's up, bro?
Yeah. I love how you had to make sure that you said the Archangel because we've been talking about the other Michael so much.
Well, that's one of those things that the two Michaels, i.e. Michael Myers and Michael the Archangel, are both two of my favorite beings. Both fiction, of course, but still two that I have to make sure you know who I'm talking about.
I think that would be awesome. I've never really thought about going there, but I think you would catch some crazy shit. And not just paranormal, but
dude, they have so much shit in the archives. Imagine you get Galileo's voice, or Michael, or Leonardo da Vinci, or these people that were so entwined with the church at the time. Hell, you're in Rome, so who's to say Julius Caesar wouldn't cross over? There's so many things you could potentially get being there that it's just not good.
I want to know if anybody is listening or ever does listen to this, even if it's in 2 years, and you see this and you are from that area and are a ghost hunter and have been there, it's very unlikely. I would love to know what it is like investigating someplace like that. I agree, man. I don't think it's the scariest place that I would ever go and hunt, but it could end up being terrifying because you could see things that are I can't even say what you would see because, like you said, everything. That's just the word. You could find anything and everything there.
Well, that's think about insane. This, right?
I love that you brought that up. Sorry, I love that you brought this up.
Oh, thanks, brother. The one thing that scares more people than demons per se and all that shit is the truth.
Ooh.
Right? And the one thing you're going to find hunting the Vatican, talking to these spirits or angels or demons or whatever have you, is you're going to find the truth. Finding that truth is going to be more scary than anything, any writing on mirrors, any weird crap that you could possibly think of. Finding that truth is going to be the most terrifying.
That's well put. I mean, I really think a lot of the things that we go up against that are scary, would be nothing. They don't hold a candle to that.
Well, so different than when you were talking about, we've gone over many times about what places we'd hunt, what stories we want to tell, doing what we do and all that stuff. And a lot of the things that you do, I think it's subconscious, but I can definitely say that you do, all of the stories that we want to tell and the stuff we write down, the one defining purpose that you always put in there is wanting to find the truth.
Yeah.
You are on the biggest search for the truth I have ever seen. I'm on the search for why it's happening. I'm on the search for what makes these things tick. However, you and your clairsentience and your being and who you are, everywhere we go, every place we've hunted, everything we've done has based itself into you want to know the truth.
It's
So
not
I think that the Vatican plays. I think that plays right into like who you are as an individual.
Yeah, and I think if you change one word, what you said, it's not know the truth, it's experience the truth. Because at the end of the day, it's all about experiences. Hold on.
Do we have a ghost interjecting in tonight's podcast again?
One sec, just hold on. Look at my arm.
Right. What you got going on?
I heard something before we started podcasting in my bathroom, and I just heard it. It sounded like the doorknob.
Well, you have to remember, we're at that point of the year. We're a week out, man. The veil is dropping.
Yeah.
Hardcore. So
Yeah.
all those things that are this big are now becoming bigger because that veil isn't in the way from them to be able to come out and communicate or be there or exist. Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's the biggest thing about Halloween that people don't understand. Like most people talk about during Halloween, oh, why is it Halloween, this, that, and the other? But they don't really understand that between Halloween, All Saints Day, and Day of the Dead, that's a solid 3 days where the veil is damn near gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, we're a week out. We're talking about all this. We just investigated one of the most emotional places that we've ever been and talked about it. We just saw each other, and we get together, crazy stuff happens. So
and
we're mixing all of
this. Ghost hunt. It doesn't have to be a ghost hunt for crazy shit to happen.
Yeah, it's very true. I think it's funny because when we talk about the scariest places that we want to go, or that just in general are scary, for some reason our minds go overseas. Because like you already said mine, and that's Dracula's castle.
If we're going to talk stateside, the one that I have to hunt, if there's one place in this nation that I haven't hunted yet that I have to, no, it's not Waverly, it's not Eastern State, it's not any of those places. It's a person that I have to hunt. It's an entity. Excuse me. A specific being that I have to hunt. Do you know who she is, Matt?
Oh, you've told me this before. Don't wait around for my answer.
She's simple. She's the Bell Witch.
Oh, duh. You've told me this a billion times.
Her and I, we need to meet. We need to have a conversation.
The Bell Witch is, it like you said, stateside. It's very easy to access. I am kind of sort of from that area. I'm only a few hours north. I could probably do that for you and I. Because I also would love to hunt the Bell Witch. Because what did you just say 5 minutes ago? What would I be seeking? What would you be seeking? The truth.
The Bell Witch is the first story where, like, it's the only story in American history where a ghost is a cause of death. Okay. To John Bell, the father, he was killed technically by a ghost. So it's the only time in American history where the ghost has been the cause of death. Now, the Bell Witch has been many things. It could be a curse. It could be a gypsy. It could be a lot of things. To us, it's Tolpic. We've done our homework. We think it's a Tolpic type of haunt.
100%.
But it very much so can be anything in that spectrum. So for you, I can already see. It's like, okay, well, we have these 9 different layers. What one is it?
And I don't think you could find the answer unless you were there, unless you go there.
And watching you and her go head to head, oh man. Like watching your clairsentience, which by the way, you might want to run people by clairsentience one more time so they understand this. But your clairsentience up against the Bell Witch, that would be one hell of a 1v1 I would love to see.
Well, I mean, I don't know what would happen. You know what I mean? It could be ugly. It could be euphoric. I don't know. Like, I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't know. Being a clairsentient, meaning, I get psychic messages from spirits. through their emotions, and I act out those emotions sometimes. And when I do act it out, I'm not literally acting. It happens, and it's just like, oh shit, okay, that's what I'm feeling. It's like I put myself into the time they were living, but I do it through like feeling and emotions. And you keep saying Tolpic, by the way, Tolpic. You've said that a couple times. Explain what that is, since we're talking about the Bell Witch, and then I want to move on down our list of scary haunted places we want to go.
Okay. Well, Tolpic or Tulpa is the idea that your brain power, that several people thinking about the same thing at the same time, can create something, right? I.e., the Blair Witch, or i.e., the Bell Witch, or i.e., Bloody Mary, so forth, so on.
Slender Man,
Yeah,
right?
Slender Man. The idea of Tolpic is taking many and many minds and putting them on the same thought track, the same thought process, having all that brain energy and that brain matter moving forward at one particular topic, and literally in a way creating that until it gains its own sentience, until it becomes intelligent and is able to do things on its own. So when I say Tolpic, it's almost like a creation, right? It's not your ghost of grandma who passed away, now her soul is here. This is something that hundreds of thousands of minds have put energy into and have created something all on its own.
And it could not even, and that's the thing too, is it doesn't even have to be that big a number. It could be 5 people. That's how powerful your brain is. It could be 2. It could be 1. It could be 1. Yeah.
You can literally manifest something without even trying and not wanting to, right? Like, I don't want the Bell Witch to come out and like eat my soul, but I believe in it so heavily. I'm putting so much of that energy out there that now, in a way, I've created my own version of that.
Right.
And then that thing's going to gain sentience. It's going to gain intelligence.
And next thing you know, it's a haunting.
Yeah.
And there's egregore is another word for a lot of minds. When you guys do research, I'm just saying that's not the only word. That's the word that we believe is most accurate, and it's easier to say.
Right. Well, saying a Tolpic haunting or a Tulpa is so much easier than whatever the
egregore. I hate that. It sounds like something from Lord of the Rings. It sounds
like World of Warcraft. My God, man, we need to get a couple players to kill the egregore. No, it's like cacao. No.
Talking about the liqueur, yeah.
What is it actually called though? Like, for real, what is it actually called?
Carousel.
The cacao?
Blue carousel.
But it's not even spelled like that.
It's CARCAO or something like that. Either way, okay, let's move on. Yeah, you did, but it was funny.
I'm gonna take if you guys would not mind to partake while Matt talks, I'm gonna have a shot real quick to clear out my my energies from my Tolpic energies from the idea that we were discussing Suicide Bridge. I don't want that shit to follow me to sleep again tonight.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna let Matt carry us into the next segment. So Matt, cheers, my brother.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers,
I'm still drinking my beer. So, I did want to add a couple more scary places. I cannot talk about the subject and not think about Poveglia Island. I don't know what it is about that place. I am so drawn to it. That's
the plague island, right?
Yes, that's the
plague. Off the coast of Italy?
Yes. Yeah. Very old.
Oh, bro, that
sick people, dirty. Mental hospital. I don't know what it is, man. I'm so drawn to that place. I don't know if I'll ever go there, but I do believe it is probably, and we don't even have to talk about being haunted. You want to talk about being just downright scary.
Bro, that's got to have so much emotion down. Again, this was more you than I, but my thought would be like the idea of like that soil, like just that dirt is tainted.
Dude, some of it is actual human ash. Like,
that's what I'm saying, dude.
You're literally talking about from your bare feet to your head is full of this just nasty supernatural energy. And I haven't been there, but I can already tell you, oh my God, how overwhelming that would be. But that's just something I want to experience. And I definitely would love to experience that with you. So if we ever get the chance.
For our young clairsentients out there, you go to a place like that, Matt, how would one deal with that? Specifically the time of year where the veil's the finish. I can't say this enough because it is coming up. It is Halloween. It is all these things. So I've got to, really talk about the fact of the veil itself. And when I say the veil, That's that almost that blanket or that curtain that
Yeah.
separates the living from the dead.
Yeah.
Now, with that thing kind of coming open and becoming more transparent, how would any of the clairsentients looking, hell, empaths or psychics listening, how would they deal with some of this, Matt? How would they deal with these things when these feelings are so much more potent this time of year?
I mean, the easy answer is don't go. Don't go.
Fair.
Ignore it. Like really ignore it. Don't go. Um, don't try to focus. You know, I know a lot of psychics, they really need to focus talking to ghosts, or for me, feeling ghosts. You can't just walk in and be like, oh yeah. I mean, you really got to hone in your energy and again, open up. So I guess my advice would be don't open up too much. Or you're gonna get effed up. I mean, you're gonna get really messed up. Done it before at a place that's nothing like Paveglia, and it's happened. So that would be my advice. Just don't open up. Make sure you have everything you need, your protection, whatever your intent is. Mine is, I believe these protect me. They're blessed by the Holy Church. You know, whatever it is, you have your crystals on you. You have, I'll tell you what, sage ain't gonna help, but if you believe sage helps you, do it. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Just make sure you're protected. Don't open up too much. That easy.
Well, so, with that being said, like, what about these people, these future clairsentients? They're dealing with things as we approach Halloween. They're going out for that first ghost hunt, right? They don't know what they're getting into. They're going out with their buddies. They're going to a cemetery. They're going to the local abandoned place that's haunted. How would you help them understand what they're about to experience this time of year?
It's Here's the thing, dude. It's so hard to sit here and give you words. It's all about, it's cliche, and I've said it before, but it's all about the experience. It's all about being in that moment. But exactly what I said earlier. When you go and I will never tell anybody to not do anything. If you want to do that and you're clairsentient, just be careful. And again, if you feel threatened or you feel your energy's off, because your energy is going to be off more than the group you're with. That's just going to happen naturally as a clairsentient. Walk away. Walk away. Go ground yourself, whatever you need to do. Just be careful. Having said that, experience something. Definitely experience something. It is the best time to experience something. I hate when people are like, what are we doing for Halloween? What are we doing for Halloween? And all I want to do is hunt. Like, that's the time to hunt, you know? And that's why, like, I know you were here last weekend, but I wish you were here, you know, this weekend. Because
Let me ask you this. Then, moving forward into that segment 3, I guess, if you will.
yeah,
Why is this the best time to hunt? What makes this time of year, specifically where we're at now, the best time to hunt?
well, like we've been saying, the veil's the thinnest. But it's not only the veil's the thinnest, it's like we talked about in, I believe, episode 1. It's the belief that the veil's the thinnest. It's the belief that it's easier to talk to ghosts, and like we said, it's having these scary movies on TV and these decorations and walking around. And a lot of people are in an area where it's, you know, cold is coming, the winter's coming, darkness, days are shortening. All of that mixed into the world brings haunted energy. And that's why I think, as well as the veil being thinnest, that's why I think this is the best time to have experiences. But it's also the most dangerous time.
Tell me about a time in your career where that's what happened during this time, where the veil's particularly thin.
October 28th, 2011. I was at Black Moon Manor in Indianapolis, right outside of Indianapolis, and 3 days before Halloween. And again, what was that, 2011? So I was 18. I just turned 18, I believe. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was October. Yeah. And I was with friends, and I opened up myself and I opened up everybody else, not really knowing. And we were dealing with something extremely dark, which again, didn't really know was there. So, I mean, I threw us all into a fire without knowing it, just being a rookie investigator. And we ended up having heavy door slam on our face. We caught EVPs that were saying, get the F out. We were hearing boot steps, stomp. I mean, this all happened in one night. And I even told some of my friends, even today, I say, I don't think that night happens if it's not 3 days before Halloween. I believe because the veil was so damn thin and the way we investigated, that was the recipe for us to have that extreme haunted, dark, scary experience at Black Moon Manor that night. What about you?
You remember mine.
Yeah.
You're gonna remember mine. October 8th, 2019. We were in what is it?
Prairie du Roche.
Yeah, Illinois.
Filming Ghost Loop.
And we were filming Ghost Loop. We were working a case where a young woman had hung herself. So it's kind of comes full circle
Jesus
at the beginning.
Christ. Yeah, man.
It's kind of comes full circle at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And we were being strapped to beds. Just part of the scene. So like we could relive kind of what folks had gone through as far as those days were concerned. And something broke. Like something broke in my head. Like not only that my feelings and my energy and the things I was dealing with personally in my own head, but I felt hurt through me. And I don't think that would have been possible had the veil not been as thin as it was. That I was like, it got to the point, you guys met this. I walked off set.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got my ass in deep trouble with our showrunner.
Yeah, you got in really big trouble.
I literally walked off set. I walked out in the middle of filming and couldn't do it. I was like, I can't.
But you didn't say anything. That's how much it affected you. Because you would say, I can't, and you'd walk out. But you darted out.
I literally put my beanie on. Mm-hmm. I put my beanie on, and then I walked out. And that was it.
I'll never forget that night.
That energy, I don't think would have been as strong had we filmed in like a September.
Or even June, July, or whatever. Yeah.
But I look at like the cases that impacted me the most when filming. Utah, we filmed in October. St. Louis, we filmed in October. And these are things that run heavy to me. Clearly.
Prairie du Roche, yeah.
Yeah. And it comes to show that like the energy's heightened. Things hit you harder when that veil is about to drop. Things you can deal with at any other point in time in life. Okay, well, we're dealing with this type of haunt. Okay, whatever, let's fucking go. Let's do our job. But because that veil was thinner, was that the reason why it just took me an inch over that edge? Right? Is that why I walked away? Because she had so much more power because of the fact the veil was thinner, or because I believed the veil was thinner.
Right. It could be both, definitely. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's Halloween, man. I gotta show you guys my shirt too. I didn't mean to wait till the end, but
Beauty-miss.
This is Friends, and it's got all of our friends. Everyone. Except the guy in the top middle. He's kind of a bitch.
Who's the one in the top middle?
I think you know.
Yeah, he's kind of a bitch.
Talking about Jason.
The one thing I will ask you before we conclude tonight's epic
Halloween
podcast of
Halloween episode.
I think you said it right. Tonight's episode is HELL-oween. Like HELL-oween really makes sense as to what we're talking about. So in all that, we've talked about some deep and heavy shit. We've talked about some really like insane paranormal stuff. I want to ask you this in closing. What's your best Halloween memory?
Oh, my best Halloween memory? Chasing around middle schoolers when I was in 9th grade, dressed as Michael Myers. They truly thought I was a serial killer, and I was doing it with my best friend at the time. He had a clown mask on, and we literally chased them around the neighborhood, like went in between houses and I would stand there. And I've never felt so much like Michael Myers in my life. I wanted to kill him. I'm totally kidding. I did not want to kill him, but it was really fun because I got into character. And of course, I've hunted on Halloween and stuff. And those are all just kind of obvious, great memories. But that's probably like my favorite memory. Of course, that was like the beginning of me being obsessed with the Halloween franchise.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, let's hear yours.
Well, for me, like being a dad, you assume it was like the girls going out for the first Halloween and trick or treating and all that stuff. But I remember when I was but a wee young man, I went out as Quasimodo.
Okay. How old were you?
Oh, 8, 7,
Okay.
8.
7, 8.
Yeah, and I just remember like having the time of my life because I'd walk out like Master, like just totally like doing like all this weirdness and just having it was like the last pure Halloween I had, right? Like you think about that, like it was the last time I had Halloween. It was actually what Halloween was supposed to be, which was fun, which was candy, which was costumes.
And
Before I
that's it.
realized, yeah, before I realized like the veil and the evil and all the things that happen and take place for Halloween. I think that was the last time I was like, yeah, man, I'm a kid. I'm gonna hunt. I'm not gonna hunt. Sorry, I said hunt. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna get me some candy. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna get pre-diabetes. Like this is gonna be a thing.
Wow, that young too. I
Yeah.
had a couple. Yeah. Pure Halloween. I like that. Dress up, feel like you're the character as a kind of actor, not really anymore. I loved that part, right? And candy and literally walking back inside and candles were lit and you had Halloween playing. And for me and you too, you're in Oregon. I grew up in Indiana. Fall felt that way. It was chilly when you got back. Your hands were cold. You had
Well,
some hot chocolate.
the one thing I love now that makes Halloween pure for me, being a father, and I mean, this being a goddad, uncle, and all that shit. Watching them, watching the little ones be able to enjoy it like we used to, not worrying about the veil dropping, not worried about the idea of heightened, paranormal experiences or
Not
things that
yet.
could potentially cross through the veil. Not yet.
It's funny because
But
actually my oldest nephew, you're like, oh, you're an uncle. Well, guess what? My oldest nephew, guess what he does? He ghost hunts. Anyways,
at a boy,
so I
at a
haven't.
boy.
I've definitely failed
Well,
so far.
your god kid is going to ghost hunt. Your nieces are going to ghost hunt. Like you
Yeah.
know all this. You know these things are going to happen.
Yep.
But I think that's what makes it so beautiful now is to be able to watch them and to see the innocence in it and the purity in it that we used to have.
Right. Right. And yeah, and that's why for me, I'll always love Halloween because it's also those memories that nostalgia is passed down from generation to generation. I don't think Halloween will ever really change. Knowing the way this country's going, it might. Who knows? But
Dude,
we
at this
won't
point, we
we
could be
won't get into
celebrating
that.
Chinese Christmas. I don't know, man. Like it's weird, but the one thing I can say that remains the same for me and moving forward specifically is that Halloween will always be beautiful but terrifying at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think that that's the way, for at least the rest of my existence, I'll be able to view what this time of year looks like.
That's how I view
Because,
life.
well, see, for me, life, like like a fun fact for everybody watching, as a ghost hunter, my favorite holiday is not Halloween. That's his. Matt is hands
You
down the Halloween guy.
you pointed the
I'm
wrong way.
national. Oh, sorry. I'm National Blow Shit Up Day. Right. That's mine. I'm a pyrotech, so like blowing shit up. That's kind of my thing. But I will always and forever have the best memories and the most fondest memories of Halloween
And I mean,
because
oh, sorry, I didn't know you were done.
oh,
I keep
because
wanting
of
to
who
interrupt.
yeah, because of who we are as ghost hunters now, but also who I am as a person, who I am as a father, a brother, and all these things that Halloween just holds those special memories.
Mm-hmm. And always will, like I said. And on that note, guys, holy crap, here we are. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, folks.
Be safe this
Remember,
weekend. Just to wrap all this up for the ninth time, we do want to tell you that we are going to continue the Spirit Hunters Underground podcast. Probably take a little bit of a break. Holidays are going to be busy, but we do want to throw in one or two in November and definitely talk about some haunted Christmas ghost
let's just remember one
stories.
thing, folks, moving forward. Moving forward, I want you to remember one thing. And this is a takeaway from if you've been following us for a while. 2 words after our little break. Winter kills.
Wow, that was good. That actually gave me chills. That was great. I
I do what I
cannot
can for you,
wait.
bro. I
Let's
do what I can.
go. again,
For those of you out there on this Halloween Monday, going out there and having fun, investigating, doing your stuff, I want to make sure you understand one thing moving forward. Do not, and I repeat this, and I mean this sincerely, do not trespass to go to haunted places on Halloween. You're going to destroy natural history. You're going to put a bad rap to everything that all of us do. So I ask you specifically to not go to places that are deemed dawn till dusk or places that are marked no trespassing. Do not go to these places on Halloween just to get a cheap scare, please.
And you might get in trouble, and safety is first, and it will be dangerous because there are psychos out on Halloween, and that is also the night where you could get away with the most stuff when it comes to that. And that's another scary thing about Halloween. So be safe out there. Wow, I sound like I just got done talking about Michael Myers. Are we actually
don't trespass, check your candy and be safe. Specifically, like that's just what it is.
I think I feel the spirit of Michael Myers. I'm not drunk. I've only had one beer, but I am excited for Halloween. So that's going to end it, guys. We'll see y'all very soon on the Spirit Hunters Underground podcast.
Winter kills.
Later.